Iggy Ioppe joins us now. He is Chief Investment Officer at Theo. Welcome to the show, which is definitely called Taking Stock, I swear. It's nice to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'd love to
I like trading too.
Of course, yeah, we like them both, of course,
Yeah.
without a doubt. First and foremost, can I get your reaction? We covered it here on the show last week. The New York Stock Exchange's impending plans, a 24/7 tokenization reality for traders of the future. What was your reaction when you heard that announcement?
I was really excited to see it, and more excited than, for example, the NASDAQ announcement, because what NYSE is trying to build, and we're on the floor of NYSE, so shout out to them. They're trying to build an actual decentralized exchange on chain, supporting multiple blockchains, and it's going to be atomic settlement, 24/7 trading, and instant settlement, and it's going to be accessible anywhere, and it's going to have tokenized stocks trading alongside digital assets in the same venue. By contrast, NASDAQ is basically keeping their existing infrastructure. They just had a little flag saying, hey, would you like to settle on blockchain? But that blockchain is still operated by the DTCC, which is this old school technology. The whole financial system runs on tech that was built in the early 70s. And it's time for an upgrade.
Talk to us first and foremost a bit more about your work at Theo. Iggy, your top priorities here for 2026, and how are you thinking about the broader conversation of tokenized equities?
Right, so Theo, we're going to launch tokenized equities as well. We're actually starting with tokenized gold, and we've got to acknowledge that gold is now just crossed $5,000. And gold is first to go on chain before equities because it's a much bigger asset class. And the pioneers that went on chain, they already built liquidity. It started about 5 years ago, and gold is already liquid on chain. So what we're going to do as part of our plan is we actually, today, interestingly enough, pure coincidence, but nice, we just launched for the first time in 6,600 years that humans have been using gold as store of value and a method of payment. For the first time, you can own gold with yield. For 6,000 years, it would have cost you something to store gold, to transport it, to use it as payment. You would take a risk, right? Somebody would come over and steal your gold. Now, the way we designed our product is this gold actually covers all the cost of storage, and it actually pays you a yield.
What can you tell me that you think is most up next for the world of tokenized markets? This is undoubtedly a lot of progress that has already been made, but I'm sure you've got some sense of new developments still to come.
Yeah, I think it's going to be regulation and liquidity, right? So like NYSE, for example, because their vision is much more forward-looking, is going to take longer to get the approvals than, for example, the NASDAQ, which is sort of like what I call tokenization theater, where you tokenize some asset, some financial asset, called real-world assets, right, RWA, and you put it on chain, but you don't actually use the chain, right? So our North Star at Theo, for example, is to go beyond issuance, right? So we actually build markets on chain that are scalable, that are liquid, and they're accessible anytime, anywhere, by anyone. So two things, regulation,
Sure.
and number two is building liquidity, especially building liquidity outside of the core market hours.
Iggy Ioppe, Chief Investment Officer at Theo, here making his Taking Stock debut. I've confirmed that is in fact the name of the show. Great to have you here. You're welcome back anytime, Iggy.
Thank you so much.